All right, and welcome back to the Prometheus Afterthoughts podcast, the podcast where we talk about the most recent boots. And in this case, we are talking about the fifth boot from Prometheus, Zach. Zach, how you doing today, man?
Doing all right. Was looking forward to being on this podcast. I'm on it a little too soon, but yeah, I'm feeling good.
All right, cool. So, I mean, this is pretty much the time where, I will kind of give you free reign to really say whatever you want. So do you want to talk about your boot episode and just your
uh,
general experience in the game?
yeah. So Prometheus, I had a really fun time. It was a different type of game for me. Hadn't really played like established minis. Like if I'm playing a mini, it's like some kind of bootleg mini that my friends are doing. Like I haven't really played like an actual like mini game and like all in one day. So that was a fun experience for me. Um, I met some great people and some great players, so that was definitely great to have. So it's good to have some networking in this community. So just to have meet new people and find out about new games is always great. I feel like I got kind of screwed, but it's okay. I'm not bitter about it anymore. But I was pissed off that day and when I got out of there because it was just a lot of circumstances that went wrong for that to happen that I feel like I would have been set up rather well otherwise. So what I'm really saying is just like David won immunity. If there's a double tribal, David wins immunity, and that means that the Girls Alliance is gonna have to go for me, their loyal servant, who is the only other person that's left. Um, During that vote, I felt it that I was going to be going, and I was really annoyed just like during that whole round because it was me and David in the room. I didn't want to like barge in on the girls in their room. And then I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, I think Caro is like not with us, David. And David's like, oh, what do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. Like, not a care in the world. And I'm like, dude, I'm going home. Like, so it was a lot for me in that moment, but like he was just like in La La Land that he was immune going to merge, but I knew I was going. um it sucked, but at the same time I get it. I understood why they did it. I wish they wouldn't have, because I really was like gonna be as loyal as I could to both Carl and Lauren. I would have been like their little puppy dog that like I was a great shield for both of them. I believe so. And I do think they made a mistake by choosing Caitlyn over me. Um, we'll see how it turns out. I don't even really know exactly how it turns out, but I do believe that they both probably regret it. Um, but they'll regret it. Uh, but yeah, that's just kind of how I feel because I don't know. I was gonna be very like those were two people that I was just like, wow, like these are great players. And like if I'm impressed by you as a player, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to do what I can and learn from you. Like that's just the type of player I am. And I was honest with them about how I may be perceived. And that's maybe was a mistake of mine in this game. I really didn't really care that much though, because like I was just I like this game, I was just like, let's see what we can do. I really was I that's the what I said I was going to like just have fun. That's what you got to do in these games. Like, so I had fun. I met some great people. I made some mistakes, but we learned from that. And that's all I got really.
Yeah. Now it was very interesting too. In the you kind of see it in the edit, but there's more confessionals that obviously don't make the cut.
Yeah,
David actually like really liked you. I'm like 99% sure you were like his number one.
I
But
know.
from my perception, David was definitely not your number one. Like the
David
girls were
was
your number
very
one.
much near the bottom of my list. This happens a lot. From with so I can't help it that people may be I don't know how to say this in a way. My feelings are usually not reciprocated all the time in my alliances with org men, which is why I like to work with women, because you get the wrong idea when these men sometimes. That's my thought on it without trying to hurt David's feelings because he's a great guy. But I was getting annoyed with him very quickly in that game. Through no fault of his, like he was just doing things that was irritating to me because I'm like, dude, I'm sitting out here all day. Like I knew I was doing this. I knew what I signed up for. Like read the thing. It says we're gonna be here all day. Why are you getting a haircut? Why are you doing all this? And I don't know. I was just peeved off by him and a little bit, but I knew that he was a number for me. So I obviously was not like, I knew that he held me very high. So I was like, he can stay. But I really was not like, that wasn't end game for me. It might have been if we had both stayed in because I felt like I probably definitely could have beat him. But yeah, it wasn't end game for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's something like I do get the social and strategic part of it where like you bond with someone, so you like really want to keep them around. And so like sometimes that supersedes someone not really being super
Mhm.
active. I mean, I have seen that in a lot of other games. I've even experienced it in other games. And it is very frustrating as a player who dedicates like a lot of their time to these games than watching someone else who's just like they're doing whatever they're doing and they're just kind of coasting through the game. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was surprised with the number of the vote outs. Like the Sam one definitely really surprised me. Even though I knew she was a newer player, I wasn't really expecting her to get out pre-merge. But I mean, I'm just kind of surprised people more so didn't want to scoop her under your wing to kind of manipulate her as a pawn.
Yeah, I definitely see that because I remember distinctly like me and her were having a conversation where we were the youngest. We were the youngest. Um, but I was just not getting energy that Sam wanted to work with me. I definitely thought about it like, oh, first time player, easy. Like, let's just go. I'll show you the ropes. But you can feel it. As we saw in like her confessionals, like the first day, she was like, these people are all saying like they're liars and like, who can I believe then? I'm like, that was directed towards me. So I was like, I didn't really feel like I had like much of a relationship with her. And it was good to just, I didn't really have much with him. So I cut it off.
Understandable. Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, like I was set up very well on that tribe to go to the merge. That was really the one situation where I go home, not before merge. Literally, like we just had to win one more challenge and I would not have gone. But
Yeah.
so it sucks that way, but I still feel fine with how I did it because I knew in that situation, like it's just it is what it is. And I did what I could. I knew I had a good standing on the tribe. Before that vote, there's really not a single vote where my name's said or even tossed out. You can't really find that. I
No.
don't think so. Like
No, I don't think so.
my name is not said until that vote, and it's because David's immune. So
Mhm. Yeah, I think thinking back on everything, you and Caro were the two names that were never up to that point thrown out as any possibility.
mhm.
Lauren's name always usually came up very early in conversation, but it very shortly was dismissed. I mean, even in the one episode, your confessional was like, damn, I love Lauren. Like, she is a fucking player.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It was a great reaction to her. I don't know. She was definitely someone I was like, wow, like this feels like a higher caliber of player than I typically play with. That's how I saw Lauren, and I definitely learned from her in this game, and I'm excited to see more of her because she did great on our tribe, the Titan tribe. Her, Carl, and Caitlin. I'm rooting for the three of them. David as well, but I'm rooting for my tribe. But I like those three. They got me out, and there I really would not have any other better situation of getting out than being voted out by the All Girls Alliance. Like that's my dream. So it's fine by me.
so couple other things. One, I want to go back to something you earlier had said, where you said typically when I play with men, feelings aren't reciprocated. Now, what exactly do you mean by that? Can you like give me a past example of that?
I have in every game I've played and made it to touchy subjects. who is the hottest I get, which is like, I don't completely understand. In my real life, I'm not that person. But when I play these games, people tend to like me. It's really because you can just see the neck up. But that's really all it is. So, but I don't come to these looking for a showmance or something like that because, like, first of all, I probably don't live near any of you guys. I don't drive. So first of all, like, what am I gonna do? Like, meet you? Like, no. So like, that's just how it is. Like, I'm still a kid, also, really. Like, I'm not even 21 years old. So like, I don't do all of that, but I know a lot of people do. So like, that's how
So
I feel like that.
if I understand correctly, what you're
You
saying
understand?
is people seem to be attracted to you, and
Yes.
obviously a number of the people that are really well connected in this community, or even remotely, we all know that actually the org community is overrun by gay men.
Yes.
There you can throw a stone 2 inches and you're going to find one.
Mhm.
Um, that might be a little insensitive to say,
No,
but
I'll be more even sensitive. If I see a man in an org, I'm not assuming he's straight. Like, that's just my first assumption. Like,
yeah,
that's how I go off of it.
I,
So
I I very quickly found that out playing these games is that straight men are very much a minority. Even
yeah.
more so, women in general are a minority. Like it is hard to find women to play games.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I guess what you're saying is that like all the men are attracted to you, but you're not attracted to them, so you
Yeah,
don't want to
that's
work with
kind of
them
what I'm
because of that.
yes and no. Like, I know there's like, I just like to like, I don't like to have that type of relationship coincide. If you're my ally, you're my ally. You're not my boyfriend. So like, that's
Yeah.
how I feel about that. Like, I really just it's a little weird. I don't like like, I'll play a flirt card, but like, there's a line, and as I don't know, I can just get uncomfortable for me because like,
Oh, understandable.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because there's a sense of lying about it. It's like, I'll flirt to like do what I got to do, but like, it feels a little icky at sometimes for me. So that's just my opinion on like, most of the time why I don't like working with men is because of that. If I don't have to flirt with you, it's perfect because then it's just a regular relationship and we're friends and we're buddies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. There was something else that I was just about to ask you, but damn, I don't remember. Crap. Well, I guess also, who was your number one ally then? Was it Caro or Lauren?
Caro,
Caro, definitely.
for sure.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Well, I guess because I can't think of that other thing, do you have any final thoughts?
Um, I no more final thoughts really. Same here. Team Titan going into this merge. I'm looking forward to see how they do, how well they do. If they're able to make whatever happen because they're going into a numbers disadvantage, and I know David's pissed off at them. So
Pissed
we'll see
off
what
is
they
an
can do.
understatement.
Uh, I'm excited to see that, honestly, because it's funny because here's another thing about David. I'm sorry, you're gonna hate me after this, but like, if David hadn't won, like, I would have voted David out that round. Like, probably, like, if they were like, we're not voting Caitlyn, I would have been like, sure, like, because I wanted to stay strong with the tribe.
Yeah.
I'm fine with unanimous vote because I was just assuming merge afterwards. So like, stay
Yeah.
strong. That's
I
what I
mean,
would.
yeah, I mean that's a very interesting thing. We talked about it on the deep dive. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to watch a deep dive.
I
It
haven't
was
listened to it
uploaded.
yet.
Okay, yes. I mean, like that's something we talked about on the deep dive. Is it's funny that both the Primordials and the Titans both said that they needed to stay strong, keep it unanimous to go in as cohesive as possible. But it is very interesting the Primordials happened to do that, and you guys didn't. Because
Mhm.
like I remember when that was all going down, I was thinking in my head, oh, of course they're going to vote out Caitlyn. You know, they want to keep it strong going into the merge. Plus, like everyone else seems to be bonding really well. Now, granted, I was actually operating off little information because I was still trying to rework the structure of the game based on what
Yeah.
had happened right at the beginning. Um, but man, when shit was happening as it was right at the very end, I was like, is this really gonna happen? Like, this does not seem like it's gonna be that good. But I was like, you know what? I kind of like the drama of it all. Like, David
Yeah.
is going to be pissed.
Yeah. I was here for the drama of it also. I wish I could. There was some idol in there. Maybe there you did hide idols, but I was like, damn it, because like as like I knew, I'm like I wanted to be like I have my idol right here, but I knew it was me. Is like right when that votes happened, I'm like, it's over. But yeah,
There is a also small part of me that thinks that, because I even said this on the deep dive too, it seemed like throughout that episode you were getting very flustered, and I could see it in a lot of your mannerisms and the way that you were talking, especially with like your filler words. You weren't speaking as well and articulating your thoughts as well as you had done in the past. So I could tell you're getting flustered, but I think if you would have maybe pushed forward a little bit, especially with Caro, I do think there is a chance you could have saved yourself. But
yeah.
I mean, it's in the past at this point. There's no.
I was yeah, that's on like I definitely could have fought for it, but at the same time, I was tired. I was like, if they don't see it, they don't see it. I'm not really gonna fight like scream and fight for it right now because I really don't have the energy for this. Like I woke up at like 9 a.m. and that's really early for me. And then it was like 6 p.m. at that time, and I'm like, I'm tired. I need to eat something. Like it was a whole lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely how I was feeling. But wish I might have tried harder, but it is what it is. And there's the next game.
All right. Well, thank you for playing the game and thank you for coming on to the Afterthoughts podcast. But yeah, I guess on that note, thank you for everyone who tuned in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you can also share it, I'd be greatly appreciate it. On that note, have a good night, guys.
Bye.